Give him this money and these notes, Reynaldo.
I will, my lord.
You shall do marvelous wisely, good Reynaldo, before you visit him, to make inquire of his behavior.
My lord, I did intend it.
Marry, well said. Very well said. Look you, sir, inquire me first what danskers are in Paris, and how and who, what means, and where they keep, what company, at what expense, and finding by this encompassment and drift a question that they do know my son, come you more nearer than your particular demands will touch it. Take you, as it were, some distant knowledge of him, as thus I know his father and his friends, and impart him. Do you mark this, Reynaldo?
Aye, very well, my lord.
And impart him, but you may say, not well. But if it be he, I mean, he's very wild, addicted so, and there put on him what forgeries you please. Marry none so rank as may dishonor him. Take heed of that. But, sir, such wanton, wild, and unusual ships as our companions noted and most known to youth and liberty.
As gaming, my lord.
Aye. Or drinking, fencing, swearing, quarreling, drabbing. You may go so far.
My lord, thou dishonor him.
Faith, no. As you may season it in the charge, you must not put another scandal on him, that he is open to inconsistency. That's not my meaning, but breathe his faults so quaintly, that they may seem the taints of liberty, the flash and outbreak of a fiery mind, a savageness and unreclaimed blood, of general assault.
But my good lord.
Wherefore should you do this?
I, my lord, I would know that.
Marry, sir, here's my drift, and I believe it is a fetch of wit. You laying these slight sullies on my son, as it were a thing a little solid at the working. Mark you, your party and converse, him you would sound, having ever seen in the predominant crimes, the youth you breathe of guilty. Be assured he closes with you in the consequence, good sir, or so, or friend, or gentleman, according to the phrase or the addition of man and country.
Very good, my lord.
And then does a this, a does, what was I about to say? By the mass, I was about to say something. Where did I leave?
At closes in the consequence, and friend or so, and gentleman.
At closes in the consequence? Aye, Mary. He closes thus. I know the gentleman, I saw him yesterday, or the other day, or then, with such or such. And, as you say, there was a gaming. There o'ertookens rouse. They're falling out at tennis, or perchance. I saw him enter such a house of sale, vitilicet, a brothel, or so forth. See you now, your bait of falsehood takes this carp of truth. And thus do we of wisdom and of reach, with windlasses and with essays of bias, by indirections find directions out. So by my former lecture and advice, shall you, my son. You have me, have you not?
My lord, I have.
God by ye. Fare ye well.
Good, my lord.
Observe his inclination in yourself,
I shall, my lord.
and let him ply his music.
Well, my lord.
Farewell. How now, Ophelia? What's the matter?
Oh, my lord, I have been so affrighted.
With what, in the name of God?
My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all embraced, no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, unguarded and downgarred to his ankle, pale his shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous and purport as if he had been loosed out of hell. To speak of horror, he comes before me.
Not for thy love?
My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist and held me hard. Then goes he to the length of all his arm, and with his other hand, thus o'er his brow, he fells to such perusal of my face, as he would draw it. Long stayed he so, at last, a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head, thus waving up and down, he raised sighs so piteous and profound, as it did seem to shatter all his bulk, and end his being. That done, he lets me go, and with his head over his shoulder, turned, he seemed to find his way without his eyes. For out o'er doors he went without their helps, until the last spended their light on me.
Come, go with me. I will go seek the king. This is the very ecstasy of love, whose violent property foredoes itself, and leads the will to desperate undertakings, as oft as any passion under heaven that does afflict our natures. I am sorry. What, have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my lord, but as you did command, I did repel his letters and denied his access to me.
That hath made him mad. I am sorry that with better heed and judgment I had not quoted him. I feared he did but trifle, and meant to rack thee, but beshrew my jealousy. By heaven, it is as proper to our age to cast beyond ourselves in our opinions, as it is common for the younger sort to lack discretion. Come, go we to the king. This must be known, which being kept close might move more grief to hide than hate to utter love. Come.